up, travelers? So here's how I anticipate the adoptions of these name changes to go. Hey, it's Madison and I'm a digital nomad living in Costa Rica. So in the background of this video, if you hear what sounds like a Doberman chasing someone down, it's actually a howler monkey. They've been going crazy today. Unless you've been living under a rock, one of Trump's first executive orders was to rename the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America, and also rename the tallest peak in the United States, Denali in Alaska, to Mount McKinley. So starting with Denali or Mount McKinley, this name change is actually a reversal. It's not a completely new name. It's something that it was named prior to 2015 when the Obama administration changed it. Now, despite how you feel about either of the names, it's not something I'm getting into. I'm really looking at, will people actually adopt this name change? And I do think that they will. I think you have the older generation that was calling it Mount McKinley before 2015, which, yeah, that was 10 years ago, but that was also only 10 years ago for people that are a bit older. A lot of them probably still call it that. From the travel community, I kind of see a little bit of a slower adoption, but I do see it being adopted. You'll probably hear both names being used. Now, the Gulf of Mexico now being the Gulf of America. I have a few points here. The Gulf of Mexico coined its name all the way back in 1672. So unlike Denali / Mount McKinley, there is not a single soul alive that has never known it to not be the Gulf of Mexico. So amongst travelers, amongst the global community, I don't really see people adopting it. I think they'd still call it probably the Gulf of Mexico. I do think people that are incredibly patriotic, really excited about this administration, I do see those people utilizing it and utilizing it seriously. That being said, I already know on my next trip to Europe, the #1 topic of conversation is going to be mockery of the Gulf of America. Like, that is going to get thrown in my face as a traveler so much just because I'm American. But I do feel like it's going to be more the butt of a lot of jokes than actually taken seriously across a global community. Finally, my last note, my parents just moved to Florida, and everyone in Florida and everyone I know that talks about the Gulf of Mexico, they don't say the Gulf of Mexico, they just say the Gulf. So really, I feel like especially Americans kind of have to put in effort to be like, yeah, it's the Gulf of America, or we're going to over to the Gulf of America or Gulf of America side. Like, no one's gonna say that. Usually my parents say, yeah, we're on the Gulf side of Florida. Let me know if you have any different opinions or any different thoughts that I might have missed.